What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to our YouTube channel. Today I got a video. Wanted to talk about ESPN's newest recruiting class rankings, and specifically want to talk about two players out of the 2023 class, two of the biggest names in that class, in Mikey Williams and Bronny James. Both had movement in the rankings. Maybe it was probably opposite of what some people would have thought, maybe, or what's assumed. One's going in a positive direction, one's moving in a negative direction, and so I wanted to talk about those two specifically, like I said, and their rankings and how they ended up where they're at now. But more importantly, want to hear what you guys have to say about it, so make sure you leave your thoughts on both Mikey and Bronny down in the comment section below. Let me know what you think of their ranking, where you think they should be ranked, all that stuff. Leave those thoughts in the comment section below. And with that being said, let's get into the video. So I first wanted to start with Mikey Williams, the higher of the two ranked players I'll be talking about today. And Mikey has fallen from 11th in the class to 16th in the class. And so it's never good when you're falling down the rankings. And I think this may shock some people that he's falling down the rankings, but I'm not really shocked by it. I think when you ask the question of why is Mikey Williams falling down the rankings, you got to look at kind of the big picture and where Mikey came from. He was in 7th, 8th grade, just so much more physically advanced than the people he was playing against. He was a 6'1", 7th, 8th grader, whatever he was, windmill dunking like that, and he's built strong too. It wasn't like he was some skinny guy. He was built for someone his age, and so he was just physically way more dominant than his peers at that time. But as those people in his age group in his class have caught up to him physically, we've seen Mikey slowly slide down these rankings now, and now he's outside the top 15. He's currently 16th. If this trend continues, I mean, there's a chance he could slide outside the top 25 by the end of his high school career. It'll be interesting to see how this kind of motivates him, and if it maybe makes him change some things in his game. Now, skill set wise and physicality wise, he still has it. He's physically one of the better athletes, one of the best athletes in this class. And skill wise, I mean, he's got a good jump shot, he's got a good handle, he's got the ability to probably put it all together and be one of the top ranked players in this class, and the top 5 type player. But I just don't think he's been able to put it all together in terms of translating it to an actual game. I just feel like there's still at times with Mikey where he's playing for highlights. He's playing like it's, you know, in the lab, training, trying out new moves, doing just kind of unnecessary stuff, or stuff, like I said, kind of seems like it's almost made, or he's doing it for highlights in a sense, and trying to impress that crowd more than actually being a winning player. I just talked about the other day the difference, between him and DJ Wagner, the #1 player in this class, and I feel like that's one of the big things that separates those two, is their mentality and how they play the game. Now, I know DJ just had a couple of tough games at the Hoop Hall Classic or whatever, but I just think that Mikey's gonna have to eventually put it all together and put his skill set and his athleticism to use more in a positive way that impacts winning. And so I don't know. Like I said, I'm not a huge Mikey Williams fan. I'll be the first to say it, and I'm not shocked that he's sliding down the rankings. It's just, I don't know. A lot of people are, I guess, and think he should be ranked higher, but I think this is about appropriate for him, and we'll see over time how Mikey handles this, and if he decides to improve his game and get better, or if he continues to let, you know, his ranking slide. We'll just have to see, I guess, over time. Moving over to Bronny James. Bronny James has actually risen in ESPN's latest ranking. I believe previously Bronny was ranked around 49th, 51st, somewhere in there. I can't remember exactly what he was ranked, but now he's 43rd in the class. And so that's a good sign that Bronny is rising up the rankings, obviously. And I think it's justified. I think every time you see Bronny play, every time that you, like I said, you see him play, he's getting better. And I think that's the big thing with Bronny. He takes small steps forward And it's not like a giant leap for him where he's making this giant monumental progress, but it's small steps, and I think that's all right. I think eventually Bronny has the type of talent, and I think he has the physical profile and obviously the advantages of being LeBron's son with the training and the teaching that he can get, where I think he can be a top 20 type guy in this class. I don't think that's unrealistic for him. I think he's been a little bit unlucky in terms of just how COVID happened and injuries. Heading into, I believe it was a sophomore year, COVID happened. Missed a lot of AAU ball there, wasn't a lot of AAU played, which is the big time where you're going to jump in rankings or really prove yourself against other top ranked players in the class. Missed a lot of that time. He then tore his meniscus, missed the end of it, or his sophomore year of high school basketball with California and COVID and the kind of the late season they had. He missed that. Missed some AAU time heading into this junior year with that knee. And now finally, his junior year here at Sierra Canyon, he's gotten healthy. He's playing. He's taken on a bigger role for Sierra Canyon. I think a lot of us still would like to see Bronny be more aggressive and take on more of a role for that team. But obviously with Amari Bailey being the second ranked player in that class, he's a great player, and obviously he's going to run the show for Sierra Canyon. But I don't think there's any reason why Bronny couldn't just be a little more aggressive. And I think the big thing that goes with Bronny and what I saw on a TikTok, can't remember who said it, but it just looks like Bronny has been trained to be a player who would end up being 6'7", 6'8", kind of like his dad, someone who can do a lot of everything and impact the game in all three ways, whether it's scoring, rebounding, assisting, whatever. The problem is Bronny isn't 6'8", and I don't think he's reaching 6'8" height. I think he's going to be around this 6'3". Maybe he gets to 6'4", maybe 6'5", but he's stuck in this guard role. And so I think eventually we're going to have to see him take on more of that point guard responsibility that's kind of handled by Amari Bailey right now. Let him really initiate the offense. Let him truly become a playmaker, and let him be more aggressive in terms of scoring. I think that's definitely what we want to see out of Bronny, and I think he's capable of it. And if he keeps making these small steps forward every time he's ranked, if he climbs from 43rd to 38th, and like I said, just makes small jumps like that, I think he can eventually be a top 20 guy in this class. I don't think that's unrealistic for him. And so good to see him rising in the rankings. Let me know what you think of Bronny and his ranking. Let me know what you think of Mikey Williams and his ranking as he's falling down the rankings. Let me know what you think of those two. Leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button, and I'll talk to you guys later.